Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. In today's video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at VeChain to see what's been going on most recently with the price action of VET. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. Tap that bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all of that said, done, and out of the way, let's jump on down into the desktop and take a look at what is going on here with VeChain. And guys, I'm pleased to say that this video has been sponsored by Crypto.com, the world's fastest growing crypto app. With Crypto.com, you can buy and sell your cryptocurrency at the true cost. There's over 10 million users around the world with over 250 different cryptocurrencies. And the main reason that I really want to kind of highlight today with Crypto.com is the debit card. Now, the crypto debit card is a fantastic asset to actually kind of get your hands on. This particular asset, or debit card, I should say, allows you to get good kind of cashback returns on your everyday expenses. Whether you are buying, new monitors that we kind of see here on, in front of me, or even if you are looking at the kind of computers behind you, all the way through to buying up, kitchens or new cars, all those kind of everyday kind of expenses that you normally have. You can utilize Crypto.com to earn about a pretty good cashback rate from 1% all the way up to 8%. And these are fantastic ways to look after your portfolio in the same way that your portfolio has looked after yourself. So as you can see, there are several different cards available. And each of these actually have different requirements. So some of them actually require you to stake the CRO token in order to get the benefits. And there is an entry level that requires no staking whatsoever. Just sign up to Crypto.com and apply for the card, done. Right, and that particular card, you can get 1% cash back on it, right, straight away. So you get 1% cash back on your everyday expenses. All you have to do is load it up with your fiat currencies, or if you want, you can sell some cryptocurrency into the card, top it up with your crypto or your fiat. But my preferred method would be to use fiat, and obviously not the crypto. So yeah, you can top it up with your fiat and then you can use it. 1% cash back, no staking requirements. If you want to stake $400 worth, you get 2% cash back, but you also get 100% rebate on your Spotify. And all of that is kind of paid to you in the CRO token, again, appreciating asset during a bull run. So, what is 1% or 1% or 2% today might be a lot more in the future and all of that kind of good stuff. The Royal Indigo and Jade Greens, these are the ones that me and Chris have. And, these are $4,000 staking requirement, but you get 3% cash back. And if you're buying things like new cars, kitchens, whether you are buying, gaming computers or gaming monitors that you see here, all of these kind of little kind of purchases, they actually add up to quite a significant saving. So 3% cash back on all of that kind of stuff. And of course, you get the Spotify, the Netflix subscription 100% rebated in the CRO token as well. So you're earning the cryptocurrency on the stuff that you would normally spend. You can go up, of course, into a $40,000 staking requirement, 5% cashback, Spotify, Netflix, Prime, and that's Amazon Prime, Expedia, a whole host of additional benefits as well. It's a fantastic way to kind of earn some pretty good returns. And obviously the Obsidian is the highest level, $400,000 staked in Crow, 8% cash back. Pretty much everything on here is ticked, and obviously you also have ATM withdrawals as well. So guys, if you haven't already checked out Crypto.com, links in the description down below. Check it out. There's a $25 bonus if you do decide to actually get one of these cards. And so yeah, why not check it out and you can take a look at Crypto.com. Right, with all of that said, done and out of the way, let's jump into a bit of VeChain here. So we're going to really pay attention to what's been going on most recently with VeChain, specifically around this kind of downward trend. Now, I'm just on the hourly here. If we were to zoom out into the 4-hourly, you kind of get an idea of the kind of scale of what we're talking about, okay? But I'm going to really just focus in on this small amount, and then we're going to scale it from there, okay? So we have got a downward trend forming from up here. Now, we actually broke out of this and came right back into it once. And then obviously we retested, failed, and we're actually coming up to this retest again just here, right? So it's an important thing that we understand that we are coming up against this point of retesting because it could lead us down into some lower areas, right? So hopefully you guys haven't been FOMOing too hard right now. I do think there's going to be some interesting discounts available for VeChain. But of course, it is heavily dependent on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin does continue to go up massively and it breaches some of these thresholds, I do expect a pullback with Bitcoin, but obviously that pullback again will affect the altcoins, but it won't be, to these kind of low levels that we'd actually see if we actually get rejected from this trend line. So just keep that in mind. I do think that if Bitcoin goes on an absolute tear, VeChain's going to go with it, but we want to be mindful that if it doesn't, and if Bitcoin actually starts to see a bit of a pullback, then we are going to see some pretty good entry points for VeChain, right? So as we take a look at this, we can see rejection. It's actually painting a red candle right now. I think Bitcoin is as well. If we actually just jump over to Bitcoin here, you can also see it's very similar. So again, you're kind of following the same kind of pattern. Now, I'm not going to really go into too much of this in a lot of detail, but you basically have a wave, 5 waves here. I think this is the 4th wave. We're waiting for one more to come in, and we can then start to talk about ABC corrections. But obviously, I just wanted to highlight that we are really close to this trend line to the downside, and what I think is actually going to happen here is, if I actually draw this on the right part, we have a wave 1. Just here, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and I expect a wave 5 slightly higher. In the same way that we actually saw it over here, we kind of pushed out, and I expect us to potentially pull back into it. You know how I don't like trend lines too much because they kind of get invalidated quite a bit, but it gives a bit of an idea of a downward trend that we're trying to breach, right? That's kind of what the idea, the concept behind it. But here we obviously have those 5 impulsive waves up, right? We're looking for completion here, and we could argue that we also have completed, and this is just an ABC move. I think that's very possible, but I see this more as a flat correction at the bottom after these 5 waves down over here, right? So we had this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Not a very neat example. Wave 1 should never be the longest, so it's probably more of an ABC move, but there's something in there. Then we start to see this kind of sideways correction with an ABC, again A, B, and C. And again, that looks like a flat correction, and Bitcoin took us up, right? Now, we were actually tracking this as a potential buy zone. This actually area was like 4.9 to about 5 cent. This area was the area that we were looking to kind of come back down, retest, accumulate, and off we go. We didn't actually come down as low as this. Instead, we can actually highlight another area, which actually was the area that we found the support on, right? So as we kind of think about what we've seen here, we can see that actually we come over to this particular candle just over here, and this is the area that we've actually been wicking below but not closing below all too much, and basically this is where we came down to. So we kind of missed that one a little bit there. A good opportunity could have been had if you had spotted that particular support level. So what's next? Well, if we actually zoom on out here, after this impulsive move up, there would be a correction. That's pretty standard stuff. We have a stochastic RSI here on our hourly chart. That is, of course, indicating that we are looking for a push up, right? But I think this stochastic is going to get wiped out pretty quickly. And I do think there's going to be a higher chance on a higher probability that we are going to be pulling down overall. I do expect quite a big correction. Nothing too major, hopefully, but healthy correction to the downside that allows us to accumulate before any potential push to the upside. But it is heavily dependent, as I said, on what Bitcoin decides to do. So what we have is, an ABC. This could be an A, a B, a C like this, or in fact it could just be an A, B, C like this. Okay, we'll know more once that actually starts to form out and what that looks like. In terms of invalidating this 5th wave, we want to come down lower than 5.6 because wave 4 can never cross wave 1, so we ought to make sure of that. So for the most part, we are completing this move, then we're looking for correction. As we come up into our 4-hourly chart, we can actually get an idea of the scale. Okay, we have been talking about a correction here, and there's a couple of things I do want to kind of highlight here on the chart, just down at this point. These are important points that you might want to kind of take note of, because it basically effectively means whether VeChain is or has already completed its correction or is waiting for more downside. Okay, so just take note of this section. If anything you take away from this video, it's probably going to be this, right? So here on the chart, we can see that we have this nice low point just down here. Okay, this actually comes in at 4.3 cent. Now, the most probable areas for the C wave was down here. Okay, this actually came in at 3.8. We also have a C wave on a slightly different timeline coming in down here at 3.5, right? This effectively meant that this area was the most probable for a heavy accumulation, okay, right in this zone. Okay, so that was what we were targeting, right down here. Obviously, we fell short. We come up here and we've bounced up. Now we're obviously retesting this trend line to the downside. Invalidation for all of this comes in up here, this being 7 cent. Okay, so if we push up past 7 cent, then effectively this particular C wave, which is the one that ends at the top here, and would be effectively over, and that was the low just up here at 4.3. okay, so that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking to push past 7. I don't think that's going to happen. Instead, we're going to see a correction. Okay, so that means that's still in play. It hasn't been invalidated. The other one that we need to take note of is the slightly larger play. And if I zoom on out here, it's a big move from the previous or from the all-time high all the way down into this low point that was actually achieved pretty much in May 2021, so almost a year ago. We pushed up with wave B. Okay, that comes in at 18.9, and this C wave on a 1-to-1 ratio puts it down here. Okay, so 2 of those C waves coming in. Now, as we start to scale this and we come up into our weekly chart, and we can also see and acknowledge that we're actually tracking 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. And that 4th wave is the low point of where our C wave would be. Okay, so we have the ABC, the diagonal move. Although it's actually not, it's not really a diagonal, it is an ABC, right? That kind of comes in. It's also possible that that falls short and the low has already come in if we actually get the break to the upside. So on all of these different timelines, all the way through from our 4-hourly chart, up into the daily or the weekly chart, we have confidence in thinking that, you know, there's a lower low to come in here for VeChain. Unless, of course, we push past 7 cent, and unless we push past, you know, that really high point just up here at 18.9. Okay, so and if we continue that run to the upside, we can invalidate these low points, and we can continue that motion to the upside, and we can call effectively 4.3, 4.4 cent, that low point just there as the bottom. Okay, but we aren't there yet. Okay, so there's confidence to be had here in the market. Under the right circumstances, right? There's a time to be buying, there's a time to FOMO, and there's a time where you're just waiting on the sidelines, ready to pounce on confirmation that the move that you're looking for has come in. We are not there just yet. I am obviously super bullish on this. I obviously haven't been calling a bear market, nor has Chris. It doesn't feel like a bear market. The data does not suggest it's a bear market. We're in a bearish phase. We're in a decline. There's a pullback. It's quite healthy. And of course, we are looking for that 5th wave, that big push to the upside on the bigger macro scale. This is not something that is going to be happening on the smaller scale. You know, we talk about the hourly, the daily, the weekly. It's the weekly where you want to really focus in on the big macro picture. If you really wanted to know about every kind of micro movement, sure, the hourly is definitely the one for you, and you want to be paying attention to all of those micro movements. But for the most part, VeChain here does look like it's going to be getting a reversal. If we actually take a look, we are, of course, oversold on our hourly chart, overbought on the 4-hourly, overbought on the 8-hourly chart, overbought on the daily chart, but oversold on the weekly chart. So this is telling us that we are going to be getting a correction at some point on our hourly chart that will be aligned to what is going on with the 4-hourly, the 8-hourly, the daily. But all of this is a correction that should bottom out for our weekly chart to then actually start getting good progression to the upside. And this is something that's going to take some time to play out. But we are almost there. We've almost finished this correction, in my opinion, and we should be talking about the next kind of step, the next kind of big move, the bullish one to the top to find this blast off the top, the end of the bull run, and actually welcoming in the bear market. And of course, it is the bear market where the money is made. You build those and accumulate these projects in fantastic quantities ahead of the bull run, and it makes the bull run very, very easy to navigate. It's not stressful, and you can actually analyze it without acting emotionally because you bought in so early. You know, these kind of dips, they don't even touch your portfolio. So that's really where the market is, or where your portfolios are really made. That's where the generational level wealth is made. So if that is your thing, then check out our Discord and Patreon services. We talk about all this kind of good stuff on a day-by-day basis, and you will find yourself right at home there, I am sure. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. Tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.